This video is going to show you how to use the Google Form versions of the Station Lab. So to use the Google Form version of the lab, you're going to want to download and open the file that starts with to exploration and ends with digital with Google Form. There's also another version that has an M, which denotes that it is modified. And the modified version has simplified reading passages, fewer stations, a word bank in the Assess It station, and it also has simplified tasks throughout. So when you want to use the Google Form version, students will need to open files in two different apps. The first is the Station Lab itself. I'm going to pull that up here. So this is the Station Lab itself, and you can attach the file to any assignment in your LMS or your learning management system, so that each student gets their own copy to work with, and you can do that in PowerPoint or in Google Slides. Now they need to use the normal edit mode, which is what we're looking at right here, not present mode. One of the things that we see all the time is students go into present mode or presentation mode, and they're not able to move the pieces around or interact with the stations. You have to be in this mode that you see right here, which is called normal mode. Now the second file that they're going to need is the Google answer sheet, and that's going to look like this. And what we've done is taken a Google form, and it's been formatted with questions to match the station. And the links to this Google form that's already been created for you are found back in the teacher directions of the print version. Let me show you what that looks like. It is found right here where it says teacher directions. So you would just download this and then click on the link to the Google form. So let's go back to the Google form. There are some of the sections in the form to upload screenshots of the stations that have images to create or students are going to manipulate so that they don't lose the opportunity to interact with these stations. For example, on this Explore it says, use the pieces to build a model that shows how a sea breeze is formed. Take a screenshot and upload here. And so what they're going to do is on their PowerPoint, they're going to work this section and then take a screenshot of it and then upload it back to here so that they can, so that you can see that they actually got it correct. Now the answer keys to the stations are at the end of the print version in the teacher directions. So I don't have that pulled up right now, but there are suggested answer keys at the end of the teacher directions file. If you want to edit the slides for any reason, you can do that by clicking on any of the pieces to see if it's editable. If it is not editable, what you're going to want to do is go down to View and then Slide Master, and we've taken a lot of the pieces and put them back behind. They're essentially protected from students. So if you wanted to edit these, you can go in here and edit them within the Slide Master. The one caveat to this, or kind of the trick that you need to be very aware of, is that if you were to save it right here, when the student opens this file, they're going to be opening it in the Slide Master view, and you don't want that. So if you save anything, you're going to want to click this Close Master tab right here, and then save it and send it off to your students. The main benefit of using the Google Forms version, which is going to be this particular PowerPoint or Google Slides plus the Google Form, is that it uses less paper, and it's often easier for teachers to grade since all the answers are collected in one place. So this is what the student is actually going to see, but in the Google Form itself, you have the option to collect all the answers into a Google spreadsheet. It is not self-grading due to the short answer responses that many of the questions have, although you could make some adjustments to the form to make some of those sections self-grading if you wanted to, like, for example, the Assess It and possibly the Read It stations. This option is fantastic if you are a one-to-one campus, a Google Classroom school, or you are in a remote learning environment and you need students to use essentially no paper at all, and you have the ability to collect answers via Google Forms, then this is probably the direction that I would recommend you going.